Under the Federal Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, there are a lot of prohibitions against certain types of behavior that the debt collectors cannot engage in. Making frequent phone calls. The courts have been all over the place in terms of what they consider to be frequent phone calls, but if you're getting 6 or 7 calls a day, 8 or 9 calls a day over, a few week period or a month period, that's probably a violation. They're not allowed to discuss your case with anybody. So, for instance, they can call a neighbor or a relative and they can just say, I'm calling on personal business or looking for, Joe Smith, for example, and I just want to confirm his location information. And that's really all they can say, and they can only do it once. But typically, they'll call and say, this is John Smith calling from ABC Debt Collection Agency. And right there, you already have disclosed that you're collecting on a debt, which is a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and that's something that we can sue them for. Debt collectors cannot call you before 8 a.m. in the morning or after 9 o'clock p.m. at night. And when they do call and you pick up the phone, they have to identify who they are, and they have to give you what we call the mini-Miranda warning, that this is advising you that this is an attempt to collect a debt, and any information that we get will be used for that purpose. They can't send you any mailings with the name of the debt collector on the outside of the envelope, because it's a dead giveaway to your neighbors, to your postman, or anybody that sees it, that you're the subject of debt collection. And so when the FDCPA was enacted, one of the things that Congress was aware of was that this causes a lot of emotional distress and anxiety for people who owe this money, and they didn't want the debt collectors to compound that type of anxiety. So there's a whole list of things that they're not allowed to do. Anybody who has been on the wrong end of these practices can turn around and sue the debt collectors. And we do that frequently. If we're successful, we get paid by the other side because the federal law allows for that. We know how to handle these cases. We know how to get these debt collectors off people's backs. We know how to make them pay for their violations of the federal law. And it seems that my clients are very happy once we get involved because it takes the onus off of them. And they have somebody there that they can lean on who's going to fight for them and run interference for them, and that's what we do.